14 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One boasts an entirely new engine, and while it may have been built from the ground up, it's still very much within touching distance of its current-gen sibling. The differences are, for the most part, largely superficial. Although that sounds like faint criticism, it really isn't when the foundation was already so good. The changes ultimately made this version of FIFA 14 into a more polished and pleasurable experience.
A great goal.
Thankfully, it preserves the unparalleled variety of its current-gen counterpart. This is not to be sniffed at, since this hasn't always been the case. The Wii U version last year was missing several modes.
Oh, look at the disappointment.
But this is FIFA as you know it. From one-off fixtures to ongoing seasons, online friendlies, a career mode and skill games, and of course the revamped version of Ultimate Team. It's all present and intact. And if you've already started the season on current gen, progress is transferable. For a sports title, FIFA still can't be beaten for its sheer variety.
Who is going to referee the game today? Gavin Mansfield.
Perhaps unsurprisingly, the most notable difference is the way it looks. Graphically, it's much sharper and more detailed, with everything from player likenesses to the texture of the pitch benefiting, and a three-dimensional, reactive crowd is a long-awaited addition. Up close, players still look a little dead behind the eyes and move awkwardly when they're not actually playing. But there's still loads of little details that really impress, like the way fabric ripples as a player moves, or the impressive crowds inside large stadiums. Taken individually, they seem to be minor improvements, but they have an impressive, cumulative effect.
Here he is with a chance.
Undoubtedly, the best aspect of FIFA 14 is the extended range and depth of player animation. Current versions of FIFA use a limited number of stock animations to represent a wide range of different actions. But this version of FIFA 14 makes no such compromise. There's just so much variety, and though it doesn't directly impact how you play, it makes what you do look so much more realistic, impressive, and visually appealing. When you now hit a cross-field pass, the player will open up their body and really dig under the ball. And this extends to most actions, whether it's playing a through ball with the outside of the boot or dinking a low pass. After scoring a goal, I watched it back in slow motion and could see the player gently rolling his foot over the top of the ball, taking it away from the defender. It makes the game much less mechanical and more attractive. Changes to gameplay aren't as extensive as I was anticipating, though there are a couple of areas where it does feel quite different. It's much more difficult to win the ball since players have more self-awareness. When you go in for a sliding challenge, it's likely that the player in possession will hurdle the incoming tackle. It's way more authentic and makes defending much more about maintaining your shape and tracking runs. Those heightened player reactions also enhance the overall look. For instance, when I shot on goal, if there was a player in the way, they'd do their very best to duck and get out the way. It all increases the realism without compromising the enjoyability. Another noteworthy change is the ball. It feels much more like an independent entity than ever before. During matches, it now breaks free and both teams have to chase it down, rather than possession simply alternating between the two. It's not revolutionary, but I definitely haven't encountered that openness before. It makes the game a bit more physical too, creating a slightly more exciting and competitive experience.
Jonathan.
FIFA 14 isn't a leap into the future of the series. It has a lot in common with the version that's already out. But there are real flashes of potential and hints at where it may go in the future. The sheer variety of animation, more cognizant players, more palpable atmosphere. But what FIFA 14 on next-gen consoles does right now is add an impressive visual layer to an already brilliant sports game. IGN has plenty of videos to help you smarten up your FIFA skills, but for now I'll leave you with an extended look at some slow-motion FIFA porn.